technological advances have brought mankind to the modern era, where rockets and spacecraft are the foremost mainstay to study space science. But where is the human limit in space technology? There is something wrong here. Stop. Hey probe, don't go too far from Earth. Go back. Let me show viewers about the facts. Let's get used to listening well until the topic is over, in order to avoid misunderstanding in the future. After this video ends, as an ordinary people, you have to be a critical thinker, so you wouldn't be easily deceived by media. So you can distinguish between hoax and facts about space program. Hopefully, this video could opens your horizon thinking. Humans can only fly to the height of low Earth orbit.
Low Earth orbit is between 99 miles and 1,200 miles away. The moon is claimed to be 238,000 miles away. That's a big difference.
NASA's next spacecraft, already being built and tested across America, will do those things and more.
This is the spacecraft that's going to take humans to explore the solar system. It's the next big step for NASA in exploration.
Called the Orion Multipurpose Crew Vehicle, or MPCV, this next-generation spacecraft will enable America to explore beyond low Earth orbit. 2.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
3.
Plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go, and this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
4.
The kinds of technologies that we're testing out on Space Station are definitely helping us with our goals of going beyond low Earth orbit. So we have a really robust exploration program at NASA.
5.
And unlike the previous program, we are setting a course with specific and achievable milestones. Early in the next decade, a set of crewed flights will test and prove the systems required for exploration beyond low Earth orbit.
So how did we send humans to the moon 6 times so early on, but we can't figure it out in 2016?
Even today.
How was it so easy to go to the moon in 1969 using this flimsy lunar module? Even more interesting, who was already on the moon filming the arrival of the module? Was it the same person who stayed back on the moon and filmed the departure of the module?
4 days, push. Mission arm is out. Okay, I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good. Ag thought.
Maaf menyela, saya robot dari Google. Cuma mau bilang, kalau Amerika telah meninggalkan reflektor laser di bulan. Itu saat misi Apollo 11, 14, dan 15. Selain itu, Uni Soviet juga telah mendaratkan probe reflektor laser, Lunokhod 1 dan 2.
Really?
Itu saat misi Luna 17 dan 21. Jadi, jangan percaya teori konspirasi.
Okay. Let me continue the next fact. The technology to the moon has been destroyed.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
In 1999, Aaron Rainin was paid by the state of Ohio to produce a documentary that proved the moon landing was real. So, this is that video.
It was all recorded on these telemetry tapes. So where is this hard evidence?
I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence, and as I said, even if we had it, we don't have the machines to play it back.
But your own research has shown the telemetry data is missing.
That's right.
Could this be true? Mankind's first interplanetary exploration and the original science data is missing?
11, this is Houston, radio check, over.
If it's anywhere, it should be here at NASA's Goddard Space Center in Maryland, home to the National Space Science Data Archives.
This film you're making now, what is it? Does it have a name? I mean, have you have a name for it yet, or
you're calling it Did We Go?
Did We Go? Okay. Okay.
Doesn't have it either. The Smithsonian doesn't have it. Johnson doesn't have it.
Right. We've been unable to track it down. I mean, we don't know where this telemetry data ended up, and we don't know what path it may have taken. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up and whether
Humans cannot explore the deep space.
So I need to have larger systems. So the only system, if we're going to go out beyond Jupiter and explore the solar system, we've got to come up with higher power systems. And the only system we've been able to come up with that can provide that kind of power density is reactor systems, basically nuclear reactor systems. But up to this point in time, there's a lot of political and all kinds of other challenges associated and safety challenges associated with flying reactors. So we haven't actually demonstrated that capability at all. So right now we're limited to doing things between here and the moon and here in Mars and fairly low power, you know, couple hundred watts, that kind of thing, those kinds of missions. So that's one of the challenges. And that's why we're working on these dynamic systems. The other big challenge we have is just radiation in space. There's a field of radiation out there, high energy ions, electrons, all kinds of charged particles, and they're just everywhere. And this is showing the magnetic protection that the Earth provides to these particles. So we're sitting here on Earth, and we have this protection system around us, and the particles can't get to us because, and then we're effectively shielded from that. So the problem is when we go out into deep space, these particles are everywhere, and there's a tremendous number of them. And we have, they affect our electronics, and they affect us. So one of the biggest problems we have is what's the effect on us as we travel to deep space, and how do we protect ourselves? So we need to solve that problem. We need to solve how we protect ourselves if we're going to do these missions to Mars and other places in deep space. And we do not have the answer for this yet. So what I wanted to leave you with is we need to figure out how we're going to accomplish these deep space missions as a nation, as NASA and as a nation, and you folks out there. It's not going to be in my generation. It's not going to happen from what I see. And we don't know how to, we don't have the systems in place to do that today. So the main thing we need to do is we need to demonstrate something that gives us that capability as we move forward here. That's the dream that we just keep moving forward and keep pushing out. So how do we do that? And right now, there's nothing on the books that says, here, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to get there. So the other thing, the radiation challenge is such a big challenge for us, we don't know what to do with it. We have a website that's been set up, and it's the NASA Exploration Design Challenge for Radiation. And they're asking all of you at this website, they're asking all of you to participate. And it goes through K through 12. K through 12, college students, whoever's out there, NASA, and we're all looking for ideas for how we solve that problem for deep space exploration. How do we protect ourselves? How do we shield ourselves? What are the mechanisms? What are the new ideas that could come our way where we could do that? So we need that data, we need that information from whoever's got it, any new ideas people have. And then we're going to go ahead and, well, won't be me, but we'll go ahead and implement those ideas in the future. So that's what I want to leave you with is we have major challenges to keep our dream alive of exploring deep space. And radiation and power, we need to come up with some demonstrations and do those demonstrations in the next couple of decades so that we can keep pursuing our dreams out in deep space.
There is a giant in space and the dark Earth. Buzz Aldrin admits that they never went to the moon.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. Money is a good thing.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap. I guess you want to do it again. Okay.
Google, did you still believe that we can go to the moon?
Pokoknya saya akan tetap percaya. Karena tak ada satupun lembaga antariksa dunia mengatakan bahwa NASA berbohong. Phineas dan Ferb aja sudah pernah ke bulan. Sampai-sampai bikin peternakan sapi di sana. Kalau kamu gak percaya, lihat aja di Disney Channel. Satu lagi, jangan mau ditipu kaum bumi datar. Kamu bisa lihat bumi bulat dari mobil SpaceX milik Elon Musk.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. Like, we'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
That is very clear, right?